Hi everybody, I'm Burke Allen and we are live in Chicago at the American Library Association Conference. Thousands of great authors, thousands of publishers, the entire book world is here, and so is award-winning author Patrice Maynard. Thanks for stopping by to see us.
Oh, thanks for having me, Burke.
Now this is the book, look at that, in 3D, there it is, Helping Children on Their Way, and you have spent your lifetime helping children.
I have. Well, as a teacher and a mother, yeah, I have spent my lifetime doing it in Waldorf education, which is a particular kind of philosophy that we espouse to help children on their way. Yeah.
Well, what makes it different? What makes Waldorf different?
Well, we have a different view of human development, actually. We trust that children have leaps in their consciousness and capacities at different nodal points in their development. So around 7 years old, when your teeth fall out and you get new ones, children develop new capacities. And until that time, we like to protect children and let them play, knowing that's their most important work. And then we hit the ground running in a childlike way at age 7, and then we watch for what's in their way to help them blossom completely. If you're born to be Mozart, you don't want to have dyslexia or opinions or things that block that blossoming. So then at around puberty time, there's another big leap in consciousness, and they get to argue back. Yeah, they can form judgments and they can be independent, and that's what we push for, encourage and excite children about having opinions and creative and independent thinking.
What drew you to the education field?
My son, when he was 3, I was looking around at education and I thought, I don't really believe that public school is heading in a good direction. I'm a big advocate for public school, government-supported education. I'm not real keen on government-controlled education.
What's the difference? What's the delineation?
Well, right now we have these Common Core state standards that are remarkably demanding of both teachers and children and schools. They're forced with unfunded mandates. They've been showered with technology that they don't want and can't use. And this testing thing has children on a kind of treadmill that doesn't acknowledge their individual miracle, their individual riddle. They come with questions, the children, and it's our job to figure that out, not to stand by and say, here's what you have to learn, here's what you have to learn, answer this question. And in Waldorf education, we stay independent, not because we're elitist, but because we have to be, so as not to have to run on that treadmill.
So you wrote this book, I'm sure informed by what you've learned with 3 decades plus in education with Waldorf.
Yes.
You say it's an important aid to parents and to teachers.
Yeah.
There are thousands of books about education out there. What makes this one different and unique?
And I want to come clean here. I am not the author. I am one of many authors in this book. It's edited by a very experienced remedial educator in Waldorf education, Elizabeth Auer. She's also an author in the book.
So we got a lot of people that have contributed their ideas.
30 plus people in here, all experienced parents, educators, psychologists, movement development specialists, people from all different aspects that we are paying attention to now in the culture, which is very exciting.
So maybe the better question is, what's the common thread that brings you all together in this book?
Good question, Burke. And it's this view of the human being. It's this wanting to protect children a little bit longer than we do in our culture. We assault them as markets way before they're ready. We use them as advertising on their shirts and clothing, and this has an effect on the child's consciousness,
Right.
And so all of the people who write in this book come up with the tools that we've come up with over 100 years of Waldorf education to do it a little bit differently. I'm really excited that maybe a book like this might change people's minds and make the world a friendlier place for children that honors parenthood and motherhood in particular in the early years and gives children space to breathe and play and not be assaulted with issues and problems and purchasing directives,
So I'm buying into this completely.
Great.
I'm looking into your eyes. Thank you. I want you to look at the camera and imagine a mother or a father is watching this interview right now, and give them your best 30 seconds to tell them why this book, Helping Children on Their Way, is important.
Thank you. Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for your courage in having children. It's a scary world into which to bring children right now. And that your love and optimism allow a new creature to be born on earth to bring a promising future is the best. So thank you for that. And I wonder how stressed you might feel at times as a parent of all the expectations you have to fulfill, and that then read into your child's consciousness. And I would encourage you to just take a look. I don't think you'll agree with everything in the book, but it comes from a very different perspective, as I've just described to Burke here. And it really gives you different ideas, different ways to play with your child towards a better, successful outcome. And I hope that you'll look into the book and be refreshed in a way at new ideas, even if they seem wacky to you and so far off the beaten path that you wonder about it. But I'm an experienced mother. I have 3 brilliant children, really, in a quiet way, doing very creative things, good parents. And I attribute a lot of that to their Waldorf education and that different idea of just a view of the human being, asking the child to say yes to learning instead of pushing the child to learn what we say, but to build enthusiasm and excitement about being in the world and our excitement about having them in the world. So that's my 30 seconds, probably more than 30 seconds.
I wasn't watching the clock because I was enthralled by what you said.
Fair.
If you're a
Thank you.
mom, a dad, if you're a homeschool parent, you teach in homeschooling, you're an educator, check it out. The book, again, lots of people in here that have lots good to say and a unique look at education, helping children on their way. Patrice Maynard, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you, Burke, and I thank Mom's Choice Award for recognizing the book as worthy.
How about that?
And I thank Kathy, who's behind the camera, who helped set this all up and make it happen.
The award-winning Helping Children on Their Way from the folks at Waldorf. We're live at the American Library Association Conference in Chicago. I'm Burke Allen for Patrice Maynard. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.